But before we got started, I usually take these opening segments to talk about something that's happening, near and dear to my heart. And I wanted to talk about the Champions League final from last weekend. Not the result. I mean, look, people who know me know I'm not really have any time for Liverpool FC. Just out of a rivalry thing, it's nothing personal. But this weekend was the Champions League final, last weekend, I should say. And, I recorded last week's episode before the game, so I didn't speak about it then. But I wanted to speak about it now. And not the game itself. Look, okay. As a football fan, what happened to goalkeeper Karius of Liverpool? As a rival fan of Liverpool, it's absolutely hilarious to watch. Don't get me wrong. I mean, anytime a player for your rival team makes a mistake like that, you were going to jump on it, right? And as far as I'm concerned, a lot of other people, a lot of legitimate, fans are concerned, that's really acceptable to, like, look at the mistake you made, that kind of thing, right? But there's a part of me that didn't want to do that because the humiliation of his performance was on such a scale. Now, for those people who don't know, Lars Karius is Liverpool's goalkeeper, and he made two really, really bad mistakes in the final, and basically cost his team the match, whether you want to admit it or not. The first mistake, he threw the ball into an opposition player, and the second mistake, he couldn't keep hold of a shot, and the ball spun off his hands and went into the goal. At the end of the game, he was distraught. The TV camera showed none of his teammates went to him. It was basically all the opponents. Now, there are reports that Liverpool players did go and comfort him and, so on and so forth, which, is the right thing to do. But, man, the backlash that he's received death threats from his own fans. He endured a public and international humiliation. There's no other word to say it. First, if you're a fan sending a death threat to Lars Karius, you're basically put, and I'm bleeping that, and you pretty know what I said. I'm sorry, I've got no other word for it. If you're wishing death upon somebody and their family, and you want them to get serious illness just because they had a bad game of football, grow up and get a life. Just like literally get a life. If that's how you feel, football isn't for you. I'm sorry. Any kind of fandom isn't for you. There have been ex-pros who have come out and said, man, I feel sorry for the team except the goalkeeper, and particularly Jermaine Pennant, who, great guy was Jermaine Pennant. He once, got done for drunk driving and had to play with an electronic tag on him. So that shows the character of that guy. But, it's just been, I haven't piled on him for the mistake. I've done the whole fan, ha 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 ha, look at your team thing. But I mean, at the end of the day, something like this could break a man. Could definitely break him. A lot of people are comparing him to Robert Enke, the German goalkeeper who suffered severe depression and then committed suicide. Now, the reason why Enke committed suicide wasn't because of a public humiliation. It was because of, the death of his daughter and severe depression. But depression could take on different forms when it comes to Karius. And I consider this more a Dale Roberts situation than a Robert Enke situation. Dale Roberts suffered humiliation publicly, severely publicly, and took his own life. And that's what I'm worried about right now. I hope Karius makes a comeback. Obviously, whenever he plays Arsenal or Swansea, he has horrible games because, hey, I don't want his team to win. But, at the end of the day, he's just human. And, yeah, well, he's going to have, millions and millions of pounds to fall back on. So what, he's what, not allowed to have feelings? Never understood that mentality at all. So,